Hello everyone, The Anthony S. Today I want to talk to you guys about leadership and how different people view those individuals in leadership. This comes after Stan Lee's death, I believe yesterday, and a function of if you go online and look at the top stories, at least when I searched Stan Lee about 5 minutes ago, 2 out of the 3 of the top stories were negative in terms of either directors saying they didn't want to work with them or the people that used to work with him in Marvel saying, I don't think, he didn't give credit to the people on his team. There's a few people that I can easily send those articles to anyone that wants to see them. I believe it was Vox and IGN putting a couple of them up. I read the Vox one. I did not be able to read the IGN one, so I'm not quite sure the exact line, but the reality is the front and biggest piece and what people pay attention to is the title, is the big words on the front. So right now, it gives a connotation of Stan Lee being someone that some individuals just didn't want to work with. This is a similar thing that happened to Steve Jobs in terms of individuals saying he was a jerk, he was just purely an a-hole to work with at times. And he demanded and led with more of an iron fist than most. It is interesting to see what people will say when individuals are either losing or gone. And I want to bring this up because there is multiple ways of leading. The main two are iron fist and supportive, or kind, or sometimes getting run over being too kind. As well with being an iron fist, sometimes you come off as a jerk, sometimes you come off as being mean. There's going to be people either way that look at your management, your leadership style, and they're going to give you grief and they're going to say you were bad. So the big thing I wanted to pull today, and I guess we'll go over 3 tips I'd say about leadership in terms of how to get over stuff like that and how to choose more of a style you want to be. The first one is still the be you style, the mentality. If Steve Jobs were trying to be nice, it probably would have came off as fake and it wouldn't have worked. As well, there's managers out there that are really nice and kind, and if they tried to be mean, it'd probably come off as fake and unreal as well. So the first step is find yourself, and that way you'll start off with a good foundation of this is me, and if you want to work with me, awesome. If not, the door's over there, no hard feelings kind of deal. Second thing I'd say in terms of leading people correctly is no matter which way you are, whether you're too kind or too mean, always focus on your relationships with people. And whether that means being, harsh but loving or harsh but empathetic and saying you demand production, but I'm willing to help the people that produce, or whether you're just trying to help everyone out in their own way, try to find their space in terms of being a kind leader. The relationships matter too much not to focus on them, at least at some point in your leadership career. It's just impossible. And I've made the mistake of not focusing on people before. It doesn't work. Especially if you try to really connect with people at a lower level and get them to follow you down a path that may not be the easiest. As you'll find out very quickly how willing people are to help you, and then see what your actual capacity as a leader is at those points. Because everyone can be happy and follow when you're winning. When you're losing, you'll find out who your real people are, who your real fans are. Third, commit to whatever style. Full send it. Go for broke. Whatever wording you want to use. If your personality is that I want to win, production, don't try to be wishy-washy sometimes and then be hardcore the other times. Make a decision. Stick to it and be that person. People rely on consistent leaders, especially when times are rough, and you have to be there to show that even though things are looking a little intense at the moment, that you're still you and you're still going to lead to a victory. Some people will disagree with some of this. Some people will say I'm wrong. these three pieces are actually pretty important. And they're pieces that the reason why I'm giving these more as an education versus me usually trying to document is because I've made these three mistakes and seen the results. And I've lost because of it. It's not a function of I've read a book or I saw an article and these are the things they said. I have done the opposite of these advisory right here, and I've lost every time. I've never won without people behind me believing what I do, without finding who I am and being that person continuously. I've tried to be hardcore on some people and soft on other people, and then people just think you have favorites, or at times I'd be more empathetic or softer in terms of my kindness about the situation, and people saw that and said, okay, well, now he's just, who is he really? People need consistent leaders that are willing to reach out and help people grow in whatever fashion that may be. This was a longer one because it's super important for you to understand I have lost multiple times doing it the opposite way. This is The Anthony S. I'm so focused on this idea that I couldn't even finish the deal there. My name is The Anthony S. Looking forward to talking to you all soon.